Hey gang, it's Mrs. Robinson again. So I hope you're well. Just wanted to give you a quick little synopsis. I know you've watched the video on how wolves change the rivers. This is one of my most favorite videos. I just love it. What I really like about it is that it actually was nice to kind of finish off our geology unit and tie it to our ecology unit. So remember we talked about erosion and we talked about you know changes to the land, the topography and the shape of the land. And in this case, you see that the shape of the land, the changes to the physical parts of the river were brought on because of living organisms. The vegetation went away because of what occurred with the wolves. So I just want to go over a couple of quick particulars and make sure you understand the directions for the table that matches this. So the table is looks like this, and you're going to want to make sure you submit this twice, as we've been mentioning. Make sure you click the submit to turn in, and then you actually turn it in the Google Classroom portion as well. But you're going to watch this video, and it did talk about something called a trophic cascade. That's a real important term here. Trophic just means to feed and or to eat, and that whole situation did cause a collapse, a tumbling of the ecosystem. The history of this is really cool too. Back in the early 1900s, they were starting to have national parks be prominent in the country, and Yellowstone National Park was an important place, and families would go there. Well, who's going to want to go there when there's a huge, big, bad predator, gray wolf there that's going to affect the area? So they actually took out and hunted, or allowed a lot of hunting to take place, and killed off the bulk of the wolves, so that they weren't a factor for the families that would come visit. And they didn't realize to what extent that would cause that whole area to have issues. So yes, it was a tumbling of the whole ecosystem there. So when you watch the video, pay attention to that. But I think it's just great. They talk about the wolves being a keystone species. Literally, when that keystone species of the wolves were taken out of the area, out of the food web, what occurred. So that's just a really great piece to see the biotic factor affecting the abiotic factor. So when you're doing the video, or excuse me, the little sheet, make sure you fill out the factor that you're choosing. So I just did a first example, very simple. I would write down wolf. I would say that it's a biotic factor here, I see. And then I'm going to say that it's going to interact with the elk deer, and that was a biotic factor. And in this case, they were dependent on that for their survival. But some of them will be in competition, or it might be both, even in some cases. So as you watch the video, listen to some of the other critters that you hear: the rabbits, the birds, the beavers, the different things that you hear happening there in the video. Okay, thanks guys. Take care. Talk to you soon.